There's a lot of talk in sales and motivational circles about the elevator pitch. Now, what is an elevator pitch? Well, the basic idea is that you should be able to, one, introduce yourself to a complete stranger. Number two, get them interested in, or at the very least, curious, about your product or service. And three, either give them your business card, but preferably get theirs. Now, you got to do all that in the time it would take to make an elevator trip from one floor to another. Now, folks, that would take commitment. That would take practice. But most of all, that would take guts. That's the elevator pitch. Today, I have a different notion concerning the elevator pitch. And I'll tell you a story. It happened to me. I was working on a network at a hotel, and it was approaching evening, and I was going from the lobby floor to one of the upper floors. And we were waiting on the elevator, or I was waiting on the elevator, and the elevator door opened, and a woman was there who wanted to obviously go to one of the other floors upstairs, and she got on the elevator, and I stood there. And the woman kind of looked up to me and said, aren't you going up? And I said, I'll take the next elevator, and as the doors were closing. So the elevator begins to go up, and I can literally hear this woman shouting praises and glory to God. And, obviously it had impacted this woman. So I, waited for the next elevator and took my trip up and did my work and thought little of it after that. Well, the next morning I was continuing the work, and I was in the wiring closet way in the back, and the front desk manager approached me and said, there is someone here asking to see you. And I thought, well, is it the IRS or a creditor or a police officer, or what trouble am I in? Yeah. And so I walked to the front, and it is this same woman that I had encountered the previous evening. And she said, tell me, why did you decline to ride the elevator? And I said, well, ma'am, I said, it's actually no offense to you, but I have an agreement with some other Christian men that we will not get in a box with another woman alone. And she said, I thought that was it. And she said, would you mind praying with us? I said, well, of course not. Who is us? He said, well, we're a group of women who are here. This occurred in Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. And this group of women was scheduled to meet with the governor of Florida that day concerning some pro-life legislation. And so she walks me to this group of women who are circled, and we prayed, and it was just quite an experience. Well, men, the world would probably say there is nothing wrong with getting on that elevator. And in many ways, they would be right. In and of itself, there is nothing wrong with that. The problem is that in that environment, you are opening the door for Satan to get a foothold and get a beachhead on your thoughts. So in the world standards, it's okay, but I would challenge Christian men, and I hope that you'll stay with me until the end of the video, because I'm not just saying this to get you to think about it. I'm going to ask you to take a specific action. Men, if you would join me in taking a pledge not to be alone with a woman in a box. Now, a box might be an elevator, a box might be a car, a box might be at a lunch appointment. But a box is anything that you find yourself alone with another woman whom you are not married to. If you would join me in that pledge, I'm going to ask you to take an action. In a few moments, there will be a closing clip to this video that will include a telephone number. Men, if you are willing to take that stand with me, I would like you to call that number and let me know. and I will pray with you and for you, and together we will be stronger. And I just hope that you can share this with others. Women, I am so sorry that there was nothing of particular interest to you all in this particular video. But men, I'm talking to you. Give me a call. Let's take the pledge.